Hello everybody and welcome to Weird Spins. This one's gonna be a little different, I think. Well, I'm always saying that, but this time legitimately so. I'm gonna put this one together as sort of a starter video for people who are kind of new to the scene and new to formats, especially if you kind of dig colored vinyl. This one will probably be a bit interesting for you. To start off with, a little something on 78s. Okay, 78s usually were just sold as singles and unique sleeves. A lot of the time they were. But, you know, prior to the common record album, the LP that we have today, they were sold in books like this. And this one is a generic for people to house their singles in. But they would have cover art here, the same as an album of collected songs or classical works today. And the discs are housed in these individual sleeves. And this one is basically going to get cut apart for me to use these sleeves. Reason I would do that: if you perchance buy a 78 RPM record album and it's got 3 to 10 discs in it, and it is an actual collection with artwork, warning to you, kind of open it up like so and remove the discs from the top, because a lot of people don't realize these things were kind of tight, and with age they've gotten worse. So if you take it beyond this and really open that binder up like that, you are probably going to either break the binding or break the records. One or the other is going to give, and often you will snap a full inch or 2 inches off of the edges of a couple of these shellac discs because they're very fragile. So don't do that. Always remove them carefully from the top without opening the booklet all the way. That's adequate right there. Around 1948, 1949, the 45 RPM disc and record changer were introduced. This enabled albums of collected works, including classical works, to be repackaged in a more compressed format, easier storage, better sound quality, and on a system that was a changer. Because if you tried to stack 78s, I mean, they're shellac. Once one drops, good luck. It may shatter as it lands on the one underneath. With the records, they were some sort of plastic, or they were vinyl, in some case styrenes. There were a variety of different materials that they've been made out of over the years, mostly vinyl. And later on, I'd say about 60% of the time during the 80s, styrene. They would create these albums. So let's say you have a classical work. So you're going to have 4 records. And the 4 records make up Tchaikovsky's First Piano Concerto. So you want it to play the parts of it in sequence. So you would stack them on the record changer. You don't want to be turning them over. So disc 1 would be side 1, side 8. Disc 2, side 2, side 7. Disc 3, side 3, side 6. Disc 4, side 4, side 5. That way, as the discs drop, they go to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the sides. You turn them over and you get 5, 6, 7, 8. And that way it made it very easy for people to have continuous music in a format that was viable, almost to the same level as an LP. And there were these little changers, such as, I'll put one up here, a picture of one, that would operate them. Okay, so I was thinking about doing a video like this for a little while. So on a recent thrift run, I ran across a few albums and I went ahead and picked them up. Some would be in a book format still, especially if they were kids' records. The reason I grabbed these in particular is because they are from Victor. And that's what makes this little section kind of fun and interesting. Most of the companies, you know, it didn't matter really who it was. There was Decca was out there, and Columbia, of course, was out there. They've been there since the very beginning. And they would put these things out, usually just black vinyl. It was matching the shellac discs. Victor took a different approach. So kids' records would often be in a book format because they'd have storyteller books like this Roy Rogers collection here. Kids' records were color-coded to be yellow discs. So typically if you found a yellow disc, it would be in a kid's record of some sort in this period. And it only lasted for about a year and a half, 2 years that they were doing this. Oddly enough, some of these Roy Rogers songs also appear on green discs, and it's because green discs were used for country and bluegrass as well. And here I can probably find some examples with the labels as well. This one is actually classical, so this is the Nutcracker. And all classical music were on red discs. Next we have some Al Goodman albums. I just have a pair of them here. And you can see they're housed very much like the boxes you would later see open reel tapes that were factory recorded in. Pretty much the same dimensions. Show tunes and jazz. We weren't really doing blues with this label yet. They were on blue vinyl, which I'll have to hold up to the light for you to see there. And there you have it. So they had a total of 4 different colors: blue, red, yellow, green. Blue for jazz and for show tunes, red for classical, green for bluegrass and country, and yellow for kids records. This format idea was only around for about 2 years, around 1949, maybe 1951, and then they phased it out and went into pretty much black vinyl with everything like everybody else. But initially it was their idea to kind of do this. And later on there were companies that made things specifically for disc jockeys with a similar sort of premise. So you might find old organ grinder type records of roller skating music that, based on tempo or style, is color coded as well. There are collections like that out there as well on other smaller independent labels that really were there to service roller rinks and the like. So that's it for Weird Spins, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again real soon.